So hello guys, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. So as you seen in the thumbnail, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto was the Blood Lord? Watch this movie till the end. Also like, share and subscribe to the channel. Everyone has a breaking point. Everyone has a single moment when they just can't take it anymore. Although he may hide it better than others, so does a certain blonde-haired, orange-wearing, goofball shinobi we all love. It started 11 days after the failed Sasuke retrieval mission. Team 7 Bridge. It was a beautiful day in Konoha, and Naruto was enjoying it. Today was the day he would finally resume training. He would get Sasuke back. Naruto strode towards the Team 7 bridge and waved when he saw Sakura. "Hey, Sakura-chan." Sakura looked at him as though he were the most disgusting thing she had ever seen and said, "Naruto? What do you want?" Naruto looked confused, then hurt. "This is where we're meeting today, isn't it?" Sakura stared at him. "What do you mean we are?" "I am meeting here with Kakashi-sensei." Naruto just blinked. "I thought all of Team 7, us, were meeting here." Sakura growled. "Get a clue, Naruto. Team 7 is meeting here and you're not in it." Now Naruto was even more confused. "What, but?" He spluttered and settled for a simple "ha." Sakura looked furious. She dashed over and hit him as hard as she possibly could, which was pretty hard, sending one very confused Naruto flying over the edge of the bridge into the water. Just as she was about to jump down and finish him, there was a poof of smoke and Kakashi flickered onto the edge of the bridge, effectively stopping Sakura's deadly fury. Naruto crawled onto the surface of the water, spitting out a bit of blood. "Yes, she hits that hard. Thanks, Kakashi-sensei. I think she must be confused or something." Kakashi turned a cold gaze on Naruto. "Don't thank me, I'm not doing it for your sake." He turned to Sakura and said, "Sakura, I wouldn't want you to get into trouble for hurting the demon brat. Let's go somewhere where vermin like him aren't crawling around." Without a single look back, Kakashi and Sakura walked away. Naruto was, by now, almost to tears, more from confusion than from sadness. Kakashi had always treated him kindly, and had never called him a demon. Instead of feeling hurt, he just felt dazed, and, after crawling on land, he began to wander the streets. Why did Kakashi-sensei say that? It's simple, kid. He is the same kind of bastard as the rest of the villagers. You must learn to ignore them all, and sever your ties. They only hold you down. I can give you the kind of power you can only dream of. But, Tsunade-bachan is kind to me. She cares about me. You may be right, kid. However, if she does, why does she let you go through the pain of the villagers' stares every day? Why doesn't she help you?" Naruto knew Kyuubi was right. He gave Tsunade and his village everything. What did he get in return? Nothing. The pain of the early morning's betrayal sunk in, and boy did it sting. It's high time you realize that power comes from pain, which you've had plenty of, not bonds, kid. I will make you an offer. I will give you power. Power for revenge, power to destroy. In return, I ask for nothing. I don't know. Normally Naruto wouldn't have even considered it, but he was vulnerable from the pain of that morning. I have to think about it. I have one question though. Fire away, kid. Why are you doing this for free? Kyuubi sighed. Kid, do you honestly think I enjoy being stuck in a snot-nosed brat? No. The only thing that would make it better was if the said brat was strong. Very strong. Okay, I have to dash. Naruto realized he was being shaken by someone and withdrew his attention from his mind. Upon looking down, he found the Konohamaru Corps looking up at him. "Konohamaru? What do you want?" said a tired-looking Naruto. Konohamaru engaged his puppy dog eyes no jutsu and forged on. "Boss, will you play ninja with him, Moegi, and Duden?" Naruto had a rough idea of what had just been said, but he decided to make sure. What? Will you play ninja with us?" Naruto sighed. It was going to be a long day. Somewhere on the streets of Konoha, a drunken man staggered down the street while belching. He bumped into a child and mumbled, "Hey, watch where you go." Realization dawned on him. It was the demon brat. Well, if it isht the demon brat, I needed a punching bag. A slash in the spelling is purposeful. God, do you think I'm some kinda idiot? Naruto looked up slowly, finally focusing his eyes on the drunken man. His red eyes. Naruto's eyes widened slowly. Think young Gaara before he killed the man that bumped into him, yup, and before anyone could even see the man was dead on the ground while his body slowly dissolved. That man did more damage than he would ever know. QB? Yeah, Kit? I've decided. I thought so, Kit. Let me tell you the transformation you will undergo in one night. You will grow 9 beautiful tails. Very modest, now aren't we, QB? If QB could have glared, he would have. As I was saying, you will grow 9 tails. You will also grow taller, your baby fat will disappear, your hair will grow down to at least your waist, and your whiskers will be more defined. It will seem like you aged 3 years in a night. Stronger, faster, overall a better you. I have already decided on a new outfit for you. He sent Naruto a mental image. In favor of dumping that monstrosity you call clothing. Naruto pouted. Is it my fault I look like a heartthrob in orange? Oh, and I forgot to mention you will have all of my chakra and healing abilities. That's all, Kit. Naruto thought about it for a minute before he sent, and that seems fair. Arigato, QB. And, upon realizing that he had reached his house, unlocked his door and, after eating a bowl or 10 of ramen, lay down to go to sleep. He heard faint snoring in the back of his mind and sweat dropped. I'll have to ask QB about a way to hide my changes in the morning. And with that thought, he went to sleep. Hazy images swam in front of Naruto. A man that looked a lot like him approached him. Hey there, little guy. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to save Konoha? The man got closer. I wish things didn't happen like this, but they have. Naruto could see a bit better now. The man was wearing Hokage's robes. Remember, you are a Kazama. Never forget that, and know that no matter what happens to you, no matter what you do, I love you and am proud of you. Goodbye. Naruto found himself crying even though he had no idea who this man was. He reached out a hand. It was so small. Shrieking filled the room, a high-pitched whining. He heard a yell. It's coming closer. It's broken through the west gate. Run for your Uragake. The whining was louder now, and the Hokage's office wall was torn open. A giant leering face peered down at the 2 young Kazamas. Hello, kids. A claw swiped down almost out of nowhere. Flash. Naruto's arms felt sore. Actually, his entire body felt sore. He could hear sounds of people talking far away and smell pork frying at a nearby market. When he opened his eyes, it was like he was looking through a fish lens camera. The world curved and bent. He leaned over the side of the bed and retched. Everything was going faster now. Birds chirped louder. Faster. Faster. And then... silence. Gradually his vision redefined itself, and he began to understand the multitude of sounds and smells that were assaulting him. His body was covered with a sheen of cold sweat, the bed felt smaller, there was something furry in his bed, the bird outside the window seemed to move in slow motion. Wait. There was something furry in his bed? Using all his willpower to remain sitting, he lifted his covers to peek inside. But he didn't move his arms. The bed sheets lifted from the inside. Lifted by one of his 9 tails. Then he remembered. I'm up. I'm up. Huh. Oh, it's you, Kit. You like? Of course I like it. But you didn't tell me I'd feel like dash. Like you just got hit by a train, run over by a car, nailed to a post, starved for 13 days, ripped in half, burned by katan jutsus for an hour, all simultaneously? Suggested the QB helpfully. No. I feel like I drunk all of Bachan's sake in her special cabinet in one day. Although, considering how much sake she has, the feeling is probably about equal to what It's possible that when I transferred my power to you, you absorbed all of my knowledge as well. Naruto thought about it for a moment. I don't feel any smarter, Naruto said simply. Of course you don't, Kit. Your mind must have mentally set up walls around you, blocking out the knowledge until you need it. Otherwise your head would probably have exploded. You know I hate you, right? I love you too, Kit. Now, try concentrating on katan jutsus and will the knowledge through. Naruto was astounded by the sudden flood of knowledge that coursed through his brain. He sorted through it, and could see himself performing them perfectly in his mind's eye. Kyuubi, this is fucking awesome. I can do any jutsu. Eat your heart out, Sasuke. Any jutsu you can do, I can do better, I can do anything dash. That's correct, Kit. You have inherited my perfect chakra control as well as my knowledge, and with those two you can perform any of those jutsus on your first try. You can also do most jutsu that you don't know, although there are only a few you don't know on the first try. Also, there is one very special jutsu that I'd like to present to you. It is called the Jubineration. Perfect Flying Thunder God? Wasn't that the Yondame's technique? Wrong, Kit. The Yondame's technique was called the Hiraishin no Jutsu. This is a version that I have been working to perfect all these years while I've been trapped in this cage. It is the same as his, except you don't need seals, making it 10 times as powerful. Think of it as rent, okay? Sure thing, Kyuubi. By the way, we should go get those new clothes. Do you know where would stock them? Kyuubi grinned. I know just the place, Kit. After Naruto had gotten up and walked into the bathroom, he realized how much he had changed. Like Kyuubi had said, his hair was longer, he was taller, lither, like a cat, although he supposed he was more like a fox. His whisker marks were more defined, giving him a somewhat attractive bestial look. The good news is I don't have to wear a disguise when I'm walking down the street because no one will recognize me anyway. The only trouble might be if I was assaulted by girls, and I call that trouble very lightly. Kyuubi snickered. Indeed, Kit. I think they will melt when you flash your patented foxy grin. Naruto smiled. He could get used to this. The only problem was his growth. He didn't fit in any of his clothes anymore. He needed that outfit now, but he couldn't get to it. Hey, I wonder if they deliver. He picked up a phone book and after a few minutes could hear ringing on the other side. Hello, this is the Kanayan thread, how may I help you? Naruto blinked for a couple of seconds. Nobody had ever spoken to him so formally. He regained his bearings in time to utter a confused "I'd like to order 5 battle kimonos please. But preferably with a large but neat hole at the base of the spine." The woman was confused. "You want a hole in your kimono?" she said dumbly. "As you might have guessed, I'm a ninja of the Inuzuka clan." Privately, Naruto thought, yeah right. "And one of my attacks allows me to sprout tails, do you understand?" Hi. "What colors would you like them in?" "Preferably blue and canary yellow please." He heard the scratching of a pencil. "Name and address please." Naruto started to sweat. Kazama," he said, remembering his dream, Erasure. He had seen the name on one of Erosenen's scroll, 49, Broom Street. "Thank you for shopping. Your battle kimonos will be ready in 1 day." The phone made a clunk sound as Naruto placed it on the hook. "Phew, that was tougher than I thought. Oh well, I've got a day to burn and I can't go outside. Any ideas, Kyuubi?" Kid, I'd suggest trying to get more and more knowledge out of the mental seal. I said that your brain would explode if you got it all at the same time, but if you sift through it bit by bit, you'll only get a slight headache in exchange for learning some important things. Start with ninja-related information such as jutsus and the bingo book. I also have all of the Ika Ika series memorized, so if you feel like it. Kyuubi gave a perverted giggle. "Arokitsune, I already have Jiraiya for this kind of stuff. I don't need you to start doing it too." But the rest was a good suggestion. So Naruto began, and, many muttered curse words and painful headaches later, mostly finished the ninja information. "I'm so exhausted now that I could go to. Naruto began to snore. "Kit. Kit. God damn it, I still have things to teach you. QB began to formulate a plan involving a very rude awakening for a certain blonde-haired ninja. He smirked. Tomorrow was going to be fun. It's too quiet for my liking. I'll have to change that. QB grinned sadistically and sucked in a deep breath. Hey Kit. Wake up, the house is on fire. If you don't wake up you'll die. Naruto woke up instantly and began running around screaming. I don't want to die. Save me Kami-sama, save me. I'll never pull another prank again, I swear. Hey, wait a minute. Naruto had finally taken notice of his surroundings. He looked around dumbly for a couple of seconds. Now that he had stopped shouting, he could clearly hear the raucous laughter in the back of his mind. 1 second passed. Naruto's face turned red. 2 seconds passed. A vein bulged on Naruto's head. 3 seconds passed. Naruto clenched his fist so tightly he was drawing blood. 4 seconds. The laughter in the back of his mind finally abated and he heard a watery sniff. I don't think I've laughed that hard in years, Kit. No, it definitely won't get boring with you. Think I'm helpless, huh? Well, let's see about that. You can just sit bored in your cell all day while I enjoy life to its fullest. QB looked mortified. You don't mean? That's right. I'm mentally blocking you. Nuo. You can't do this to me, I'm king of the demons, no mortal messes with Dash. Naruto sighed. QB was annoying to the last. He was about to go eat some nice, juicy, ramen, but just before he got lost in his ramen fantasies the doorbell rang. Naruto scowled. Who could that be? Maybe it's Bachan. With that hope in mind, Naruto opened the door, to find that no one was there. That's strange. I know I heard the doorbell ring. He looked down to find a package on his doorstep. Either it was some sort of bomb disguised by the villagers or... Yay, my new clothes are here. It struck Naruto that he should have had to pay for these clothes. He saw the name Tsunade scrawled on the receipt and decided to thank her and pay her a visit. After he had finished throwing his battle kimono on, he took a brief look in the mirror and gasped. He looked different, just by changing his clothes. He looked like a shinobi noble of a well-known clan, but at the same time he had a sort of demonic beauty, his 9 tails swishing behind him. He got over his shock and swept out of his apartment. Heh. I wonder if Bachan will recognize me. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it too, Kit. How the hell are you getting through the mental block? Oh shit, I gave my cover away. Please, not again, Dash. Naruto paused in his roof jumping, muttered something about certain baka foxes, and continued on his way. The door to the Hokage's office went flying open and in rushed Naruto. Hey, Bacha! Naruto didn't get to finish his sentence because next second Tsunade's fist was planted firmly in his face. A second later she realized that it wasn't Naruto and rushed to the poor teen's side, who was twitching uncontrollably. While Tsunade healed Naruto, she said, I'm very sorry, I mistook you for someone else. Naruto, who was now healed enough to speak, said no problem, considering you didn't. He hadn't noticed it earlier, but his voice was deeper also. Tsunade recoiled in shock. Naruto. Naruto grinned, showing off his thick canines. The one and only. Instantly Tsunade started fussing about how he could have changed so much, and, where are you hiding the orange, his new choice of clothing? Naruto calmed her down enough so as to explain to her what happened. And then I came here. He finished, somewhat lamely. Tsunade was silent for almost a minute before she finally said. Naruto, what you did was dangerous. The QB might have been trying to escape. Also, the tails will probably take most people some getting used to. Naruto sighed. I know, but I was vulnerable after Sakura and Kakashi-sensei's betrayal. Tsunade stood up, cracking her knuckles with a look of utmost rage on her face. Speaking of Sakura and Kakashi, I've decided that they need to have a checkup at the hospital. She spat. She strode purposefully towards the doors, but before she got there felt hands on her shoulders and turned around. "Whoa there," said Naruto. "I want to get back at them as much as you. But you can't go out there and beat them up." Tsunade pouted. "Why not?" Naruto grinned his foxy grin and said, "'Cause that's my job. You can still get back at them through the power of the Hokage though." Tsunade grinned evilly while Naruto's sweat dropped. She could be quite sadistic sometimes. With pleasure she snarled. Naruto was about to exit before he turned back, looking thoughtful. "By the way, I'd kinda like a place to train, and I'm running out of room for stuff in my apartment. Is it possible that I could get a new house?" Tsunade smiled. "Of course, Naruto. It's time you learned of your heritage and take the Kazama clan house." Something clicked inside Naruto's brain, and the dream of that night came rushing back to him. He gasped as he remembered. Tsunade looked worried and steadied him. "You all right, Naruto?" "Bachan, was my father the Yondaime Hokage?" Tsunade looked shocked, and then simply amused. "How did you figure it out, Naruto?" "I remembered the dream I had last night. It must have been one of my memories as a child." Tsunade smiled and said Erasure would be extremely proud of you. He said to give this to you when you were 16, which is very close anyway, but I suppose now that you know, you deserve it. She handed him a small wooden box. "I don't suppose you remember anything about your mother?" She sighed when Naruto shook his head no. "I thought so. She died in childbirth, so you naturally wouldn't have remembered her. Her name was Kuropoei Mitsukai. It is unknown whether or not she had a bloodline or not, as she came from a place far away. She was a shinobi though. It hurts to talk about her, but someday I will tell you all I knew about her. Not today. Remember, Naruto, guard that box with your life. The address to the Kazama clan compound, as well as the keys, are in that box." "Thanks, Bachan. Now I have to go talk to Kakashi-sensei and Sakura. I may have gained this power, but I'm not nearly sufficient at using it. I have a long way to go before I can beat Kakashi-sen's Kakashi. Until I can beat him I will train on my compound and with the rest of the Rookie 9. See you later, Bachan." As he walked away, Naruto took down his mental blocks. Tsunade smiled. This was turning out to be a pretty good day. Then she remembered her ever-escalating pile of paperwork and groaned, unscrewing the cap on her secret sake bottle. As Naruto approached the training ground, he had a nice idea. He had spent so much time hanging out with Sasuke that he had pretty much memorized Sasuke's behavioral patterns. Maybe he could freak them out by acting emo. Hell, maybe his hairstyle would freak Kakashi out. He did look a lot like Yondaime, Kakashi's old sensei, and Naruto's father. What do you think of it, Baka Kitsune? I think it will work as long as you keep the act believable, Kit. Too easy. Watch and learn what a true actor does, Q. He observed Kakashi and Sakura sparring on the ground. Just as Kakashi was about to strike Sakura, Naruto jumped in between them and pushed them both apart. At first Kakashi didn't recognize Naruto, and believed it to be an enemy attack. "Who are you and what are you doing here? If you don't answer me I will attack and tear you to shreds." Kakashi called out confidently, while Sakura stood behind Kakashi shaking, "N, this is before the time skip so she's still a total wimp." "Hey Kyuubi, need key now?" "Sure thing, Kit." And Naruto tapped into and released some of Kyuubi's terrifying and evil killing intent, effectively stopping Kakashi's cockiness. Kakashi thought, holy shit. Wait, that killing intent, could it be the Kyuubi? But it would have to be. Kakashi's eyes widened as he realized that there was only one person it could be. "Naruto?" he said incredulously. Sakura looked at him like he was crazy and looked back at the very hot man. It couldn't be Naruto, right? Her inner self said, damn, that guy is hotter than Sasuke. If he is Naruto, feel bad for yourself. You betrayed the hottest guy in Konoha who just happened to have a crush on you. We gotta make a fan club for him. Shinaro, SP. At the same time, both Sakura and Kakashi noticed the deep whisker-shaped birthmarks and gasped out loud. It was Naruto. But how could he look so different? While all this was running through their head, Naruto just smirked, though they didn't notice. It was time to put his plan into action. Kakashi overcame his sudden fear, a fear caused by Naruto, enough to stutter, "What or why you doing here, demon brat?" Yeah, Naruto is pretty scary and awe-inspiring. Even as Kakashi stuttering, Naruto just smirked. Kakashi obviously feared him. What Kakashi failed to realize was that Naruto's power level was far below his. He was only focused on the killing intent from seconds ago, making him believe that Naruto was as powerful as an Akatsuki member. Naruto smirked again, which only served to irritate Kakashi more. Then Naruto frowned and said one word. Hataki. Silence reigned for another minute before Naruto began to speak again. I really have to thank you, Hataki Kakashi. Because of you I found this new power. He decided to coin something Sasuke had done in the Valley of the End. He smirked rather evilly and gripped his hands. I don't feel like I'm going to lose. Kakashi immediately slipped into a fighting stance when he said that, making Naruto smile even more. Then his smile turned into a frown. As much as I'd like to, though, I didn't come here to fight you. Either of you. I came here to ask you guys an honest question. Will you let me join Team 7 again? N. Naruto isn't really asking them that. Did you think he'd just forgive them? He's testing them. Kakashi was in a dilemma. If he let Naruto join Team 7, his mission success rates would go up drastically, or so he believed, but then again Naruto was the demon fox. What kind of a man would he be if he changed his beliefs just to improve success rate? Not a very good man, but an ideal ninja, though Kakashi didn't realize it. Kakashi nodded to himself and spoke up, trying to sound strong. Go fuck yourself, soon after he realized what a lame comeback that was. To Kakashi's immense surprise, Naruto just smirked and slipped into a taijutsu stance. I was really hoping you would say that. Naruto jumped into the air and flipped over onto a branch, while Kakashi uncovered his Sharingan and Sakura just took the weakest and most flawed Academy taijutsu stance Naruto had ever seen. A second passed in silence. Whiz. Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Using one of his newfound jutsus, Naruto sent hundreds upon hundreds of shuriken flying at Kakashi. Kakashi flipped backwards to avoid the barrage. Sakura wasn't so lucky. Although the shuriken weren't aimed at her, a few still clipped her side and she went down. Damn, she's weak. For Kami's sake. Those weren't even aimed at her. Damn you, demon brat. You'll pay. Kakashi jumped down with a kunai, while Naruto did the same. The two met at the center, both kunai pressed against each other by the very tip. Slowly Naruto took his right hand off his kunai and pressed a huge amount of strength into the left, forcing Kakashi to stay still. He smirked somewhat sadistically and said, we're not quite evenly matched, Kakashi. I know more jutsu than you could ever hope to know in your life. And now I'll prove it. Naruto started to do one-handed hand seals, which Kakashi immediately recognized. Oh, shit. Katan, Gokaku no Jutsu. Just as Naruto gathered all his chakra to his mouth, he felt something. It was like a very distracting whining sound in the distance, tugging at the back of his consciousness. Kakashi recognized his moment of weakness and swiftly brought his knee up into Naruto's stomach, who flew backwards and landed on a branch, doubled over in pain. Naruto slowly stood up and took a moment to think. That strange whining noise totally destroyed my concentration. Damn, I need to finish this. I know I can't beat him yet, but honestly, I hoped I could at least wound him with all the jutsus I know. I'll have one more try with Gokaku and then it's time for me to go. Naruto got right back onto his feet and prepared for combat again. That's the spirit kid. Show him who's boss. Naruto could have sworn he heard the munching of popcorn in his mindscape. Shut up, Baka Fox. How the fuck did you get popcorn into my mindscape anyway? I have my ways, kid. Said Kyuubi mysteriously. Naruto was roughly brought back into reality by several very sharp-looking things flying towards him. It would be easy to dodge them, too easy. Naruto used his advanced eyesight to check the shuriken and saw strings. Tough luck, Kakashi. Sasuke used the same move against me. You know, his was probably better than yours. Something else occurred to Naruto. Kakashi wasn't amazing at fire jutsus, so why? Then he noticed the camouflaged explosive note attached to the shuriken. Kakashi, you idiot. You may be tricky, but you can't match the fox. Naruto decided to use another one of his new jutsus. Shippuden 2. A huge hurricane whipped up in front of Naruto and not only blocked all the shuriken, but sent them back at Kakashi, explosive notes and all. Luckily for Kakashi, the explosive notes didn't detonate when they were near him. He dodged every single one of them, or at least he thought so. Suddenly they all swerved towards him again. Kakashi's eyes widened in recognition. Kazedangan Shuriken no Jutsu, thought Naruto. Kakashi dodged back and forth, while the shuriken zeroed in. Naruto kept creating more and more using Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Finally Kakashi was in the center of the training ground, with a million shuriken hovering in the air around him. It's time for one of my own jutsus. I invented this one while I was training a week ago. Naruto brought both of his hands out in front of him like claws, and, like Gaara using Sabaku Q. He waited. And waited and waited. And then... Fukahi Akashin no Miraion Shuriken no Jutsu. Naruto clenched his fists. Damn. He must have made up this jutsu, I've never seen it before. What's more is that my Sharingan, I can't copy it. I have to find a flaw in this prison. Outside of the prison, Naruto smirked knowingly. I can tell you want to know how to escape, Hatake team. Let me tell you. There is no escape. There is no way for you to get out of that prison. In truth, Naruto was just bluffing. There were many ways to escape that prison, but he wasn't about to tell Kakashi that. One way to escape would be the Hyuga clan's Kaiten. But the flaws would be dealt with at another time. He had some torture to be starting. Did you know, Kakashi? That isn't just a prison. Naruto grinned like a fox, albeit a particularly sinister fox. What the hell do you mean, Kyuubi brat? Tell me, what do you remember about Haku? Did she, and, yes, I believe Haku was a girl. I like fanfics where Haku is a girl and survives the Wave Country arc, but in this FIC, it was too late. Alas, have any unusual techniques? Kakashi pondered the strange question and tried to remember, but was mostly failing. Damn, he was getting older. Suddenly he remembered that time in the wave with the young girl. Flashback. Haku, do you understand if this goes on, you could end up dying at the hands of the very person you sought to spare? Asked a man, Momochi Zabuza. Yes, I do. Haku rose from the ground with an air of chakra around her. What a pity. Why, thought Uchiha Sasuke, does the air suddenly feel cold? Haku made a strange hand seal. Makio Hyosho. End flashback. Yes, he remembered now. The young girl had used a strange technique that he had never seen. Then he remembered Sasuke telling him how the mirrors worked. Oh, shit. Kakashi thought for the second time that day. Then all hell broke loose. Whiz 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 whiz. ARRGHHHHHHH, screamed Kakashi. He had never felt so much pain and agony. Thousands upon thousands of shuriken were separating themselves from the wall and flying at him. He had easily dodged the first couple, maybe even the first 50. But even he got tired eventually, and he couldn't watch everywhere at once. For once, I wish my Genin teammate had been a Hyuga. I could really use the 360-degree vision. It seemed that the shuriken had decided to give him a brief break before attacking again. At least Naruto was giving him a sporting chance. He would make good use of that. Suddenly, a light bulb went off in Kakashi's head. Wait a minute, he's using Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, which means, if I were to hit the shuriken. A poor plan indeed, Who'd want to hit a shuriken? Ouch! But it was his only chance. So as quick as was currently possible, Kakashi dove towards where he thought was a wall and hit it as hard as he could. A loud sound, almost like a chainsaw cutting through wood, could be heard. However, there was also another sound. My hand. My Hawaii end. Outside the cylinder, Naruto smirked. How could that idiot actually punch the wall of shuriken? That's gotta be the worst idea I've ever seen. At least when I tested this jutsu against Fuzzy Brows, and Naruto had been training with Team Guy for the week before this FIC starts, while the council was trying to find a way to send Naruto into exile, and he's a Taijutsu master. I'm glad this technique doesn't take anything to obtain besides being conscious, because I was pretty close to knocking myself out from laughter there. I hope Kakashi has a few nice big scars on his hand, and Naruto smiled that same sadistic smile that he was coming to love oh so very much. Inside the wall of shuriken, Kakashi was writhing on the ground, blind with pain. Yeah, real great plan, Kakashi. Just walk right up and hit the intensely pointy objects. I bet Naruto is laughing his ass off about me right now, because he sure as hell won't be laughing soon. Kakashi was brought out of his pain-induced stupor when the shuriken suddenly got much closer. Crap. I don't have much time, there's always that technique, but I was hoping to save it for something else. I don't think I really have a choice now. Kakashi got into a very strange stance that Naruto had never seen before. Naruto is watching the fight with his special demonically enhanced eyes. Eat that, Byakugan. Chakra Kaiho, Rijikudo. What the dash? Funk 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 funk, ad infinitum. The sound of metal hitting wood, ground, and even solid flesh, aokis, resonated across the training ground. Finally the wind died down enough for Naruto to see Kakashi standing in the middle of the grounds with dozens upon dozens of shuriken littering, well, everywhere. Kakashi looked around in satisfaction, slumping tiredly, although his fight wasn't over yet. To put it mildly, Naruto was very surprised. Not only had Kakashi broken free of his special prison, but he had done so with a technique that Naruto had never seen. He schooled his face back into an expression of impassiveness. So, looks like you have a few tricks up your sleeve. I would expect nothing less from the great Kakashi of the Sharinganai. Unfortunately for you, I have a lot more techniques where that came from. In a second Naruto was standing about 15 meters behind Kakashi. Wind resistances, check. Angles, correct. Let's do this. Let's go Kid, let's go. Woo, woo. Let's go Kid, let's go. Woo, woo. Shut up Baka Fox, can't you tell when someone's trying to concentrate? I just thought dash. Just be quiet for a second, okay? Naruto was relieved when he found that Kakashi had not taken advantage of the distraction that was Kyuubi, but Kakashi had used that time to recover from the spent chakra. Suiton, Teppadama. Katan, Ryuka no Jutsu. Futon, Daitapa. Naruto did every single technique quickly, sending a huge amount of firepower at Kakashi. His hands were a blur as he did the signs. Doton, Dorihiki. Kakashi rammed his hands into the earth and pulled out a slab of rock, effectively blocking Naruto's water technique. While the Doton technique gave him some time, Kakashi fueled a water technique of his own to extinguish Naruto's Katan technique. He wasn't called the master of 1,000 jutsus for nothing. He was running out of time though. He needed something to block the Daitapa. He bonked himself on the head. Come on, think Kakashi, think. Got it. One of my own will do. Kakashi quickly did two techniques in quick succession, his hands blurring as much as Naruto's. Suiton, Suijiniki. Righton, Kareka Tate. Kakashi's plan worked perfectly. Or at least, it should have. The moment the barrier had dissolved, Kakashi quickly shielded himself from the fire technique. A second later the water evaporated to be replaced by lightning. He grinned fiercely. That demon brat wasn't that good after all. He didn't expect Kazama Naruto to teleport behind him and deliver a kick to his back. It didn't work the first time, but practice makes perfect. Katan, Gokaku no Jutsu. Naruto felt the chakra rising to his lungs, but everything was turning hazy. Now the world around him was blurring, the whining had returned. Why can't I? Naruto brought himself to his senses enough to jump back onto a branch, where he promptly threw up. Ugh, that noise. It seems like you're somewhat handicapped, demon. Don't worry though, I'm not. Kakashi dashed forward, flickering from left to right. Seems like it's only taijutsu from now on, and I'm certain I can't beat him in that alone. Time to try to use what Lee and Guy taught me. It almost seems like I'm doing everything you did, even copying their style, Sasuke. Naruto got into a ready stance and used all his speed to appear to the right of Kakashi, dodging his uppercut. Naruto punched at his shoulder, but Kakashi was too quick for him, grabbing his hand. Then Kakashi pulled Naruto towards him while lashing out with his other fist, which Naruto also caught. Now they're in the position that Sakura and Ino, as well as Naruto and Sasuke, go into in their respective fight. Both are grabbing the other's hand. They released at the same time, both flying backwards, still like those fights, except for this part, and on the way back started to go through hand seals. They both thought at the same time Suiton, Suryudan no Jutsu and their dragons clashed just the way Kakashi's and Zabuza's had. The buzzing started to fill Naruto's head again. Once again Kakashi took advantage of Naruto's strange reactions and threw a chakra-empowered punch right at Naruto. At the last second Naruto shifted to the right, causing the punch to hit his arm. Naruto and Kakashi could both feel his bone break. Itai, time to retreat. Naruto jumped back onto a tree once again, surprisingly quickly for one with a broken arm. Without a single word to Kakashi, Naruto disappeared, but his gaze had said it all. I will have my revenge on you. Kakashi wasn't looking forward to the next time they met. Tsunade wasn't having a good day. First Naruto came in and told her how he had been betrayed by Sakura, the girl she had been thinking of taking on as a student, and Kakashi. Then she found out that she had accidentally misplaced her sake bottle. When she returned from her hour-long sake search, Bud Sake, yeah, it's that good, she found that the paperwork pile had mysteriously doubled while she was away. No, she was definitely in a bad mood. That's why the moment the door opened, regardless of whether it was Shizen or the smirking paperwork fairies, she threw her bottle of sake at the entrance, screaming, "Why can't I just be left alone?" rather insanely. If she actually cared to examine the doorway, she would see a twitching Naruto with a broken arm, pieces of glass sticking out of his entire body, a foaming mouth, and a bleeding forehead lying unconscious on the floor. But she just raged around for a couple of minutes, muttering about idiotic paper fairies and how revenge shall be had. Oh yes. When she finally noticed Naruto, still twitching and unconscious, she immediately regretted what she had done and started to heal him right away. At least Naruto would be in a nice warm fuzzy place for the next couple of days. Kazama Naruto was definitely not in a nice warm fuzzy place. In fact, he was in quite the opposite. It was unpleasant, cold, and the only thing fuzzy was Kyuubi's fur. Damn it, why is my mind so freaking depressing? Don't ask me, Kit. Why did you go and get yourself so injured anyway? Naruto thought about that for a couple seconds. I remember getting my arm broken and opening the door to Bachan's office, but nothing else after that. What on earth happened to me? Well, let's just say that your Obachan throws a hell of a shot. But on the bright side, while you were unconscious I got some good blackmail material, something to do with paperwork fairies, I think. Great. Just great. Now I'm stuck with the King of Demons, who is as stuck up as any Uchiha dash. Sticks and stones may break. But I'm probably gonna be here for a while. Any idea of what we could do? We could play cards. Naruto blinked. He just blinked. Stood there and blinked. You did not just stand there and ask to play cards with me. Kyuubi sighed. Or I could teach you a new super cool jutsu. Naruto's eyes widened at that, but he didn't totally jump at it like he usually did. Actually, I'm pretty curious about what happened during the fight, with that weird buzzing noise. Kyuubi sighed again. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that I might have asked you to get too much information out of the seal too quickly, and because of that the seal tried to pull back some of the information you had taken. Since you technically didn't know the jutsu at the time when this occurred, you also lost some of the concentration you gained through the knowledge, and the loss manifested itself as a strange buzzing sound. I think that the more you use jutsus, the more it will occur, until you can't use jutsus at all. Damn. I was starting to like having that many jutsus. What should we do, Fox? I suggest simply pushing most of the knowledge back into the seal. You will slowly be able to handle more and more of the knowledge as time and training goes by. For now, I suggest choosing one element of knowledge to keep and pushing the rest back. Don't worry about choosing, you'll get it all back soon enough. Naruto said in deep concentration. I'd have to say I'd like to keep the perfect chakra control. Plus that's not too much stuff, because technically it's only made from experience, not actual knowledge. Very well, Kit. We will begin your training tomorrow. Now it's time for you to wake up. Oh, and please don't tell anyone about my thing for card games. Naruto laughed as he slowly woke to find himself in a white hospital room on a bed. He looked up and narrowed his eyes when he saw the person standing at the foot of his bed. The person smirked slightly and raised his hand, as if waving. One word left Naruto's lips, with many raging emotions in it. Sasuke. Hey, Dobe. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Why are you here? No, actually, how on earth did you get into the city? Sasuke smirked. I'm just a holographic image made through Genjutsu. However, I am inadvertently, Sasuke. Naruto narrowed his eyes even further. That's only one question that you've answered. What about the other? Sasuke's smirk got even wider, getting close to an actual smile. Yeah, right, like that would ever happen. Uchias. Just checking up on my so-called rival. You haven't changed at all. Not that I thought you would've. Once a dobe, always a dobe, I say. Naruto clenched his fist in anger, but then was confused. He had changed much more so than anyone ever had in that small period of time. But when he looked down he saw not a tail, but regular legs. I sense a Genjutsu, Kit. Yeah, kinda late, but there is more than Genjutsu Sasuke in this room. A simple henge on me. I bet Kurenai did it, as it's quite a powerful one. Still, I bet Sasuke's real form could see through it. I'm kinda glad he's not here. I want to keep the changes a secret, from him anyway. Meanwhile, Sasuke was continuing his rant of insults, although none seemed to be working. Naruto was just staring off into space. He decided to try one more. You couldn't even save your best and only friend from betraying your village, and going to his death. That really hit home, and now Naruto was pissed. He clenched his fists and ground his teeth. Kit, calm down. Too much of my chakra and you'll accidentally destroy the building. Shut up, Fox. I'm going to kick his illusion wires all the way back to where he came from. Red chakra was rapidly cascading outside of Naruto's body. Physically, he didn't undergo any changes, as his features were already like how they used to be when he underwent a transformation. Leave, Sasuke. Now. Or what? You'll call on your little friends to help you get rid of me? I'm trembling. Naruto growled, releasing a large flash of Kyuubi's chakra. This chakra outpouring totally annihilated his henge and made the Genjutsu Sasuke melt away. That left a very pissed Naruto, sitting in a hospital bed, looking stupid. Now that Sasuke had melted away, he had nothing to take out his frustrations on, which just left him looking very stupid sitting in a hospital bed with red chakra swirling around him. 5 seconds later Tsunade came running into the room, followed by Nara Shikamaru, Ino Yamanaka, and Mitarashi Anko. Naruto, what's going on? We were all in the building and felt your chakra spike, along with your other source. Are you hurt? Of course, Bachan. I'm perfectly fine. He said in a voice totally at odds with his furious demeanor. Naruto, said a completely disbelieving voice. Naruto looked up and saw Ino staring at him with something like fright. How on earth and the tails dash? Anko just stared at the tails, and then smirked. I wonder what Naruto could possibly do with those tails if we dash. Unknowingly she licked her lips. It's a long story. I'll tell you all later. He seemed to calm down a bit. But there are more important things. I was just visited by Sasuke. There were reactions all around the room. Anko looked scared, Tsunade looked angry, Shikamaru narrowed his eyes. It's much too troublesome to make facial expressions, and Ino looked half sad and half angry. Was Orochimaru with him? Anko practically backed out of the door. Where is he? Tsunade growled. That's pretty troublesome. Shikamaru folded his hands behind his head. That was about as angry as he could possibly get. Sasuke? Ino looked down. Naruto sighed. Listen and I'll tell you. He told them everything that had happened and everything that Sasuke had said. When he finished, Tsunade's eyes were wide, as were Anko's. Do you mean that whatever the Genjutsu clone saw he would see? Is there such a powerful jutsu? Naruto nodded. Apparently. Ino still didn't get the full implications of this, but Shikamaru caught on. So you mean that using this jutsu he could easily spy on the village and find flaws in its defense? Damn, that jutsu could be amazing for espionage and sabotage missions. That's very troublesome. Yeah, I know. Anyway, Bachan, I have to go. I have places to go, people to see, training to commence. Mostly the latter. Naruto made sure that all his clothes were on and, magically, repaired before shooting out of his bed. But Naruto, you just healed. You should stay for a while. But then again. Naruto nodded his head and smiled. I hate hospitals. Besides, I get the healing factor from him. Jana. Naruto hopped out of bed and sped over to the door. Tsunade decided just to let him go, knowing she couldn't stop him. Ino, however, just wanted to figure out what was going on, so she followed him out the exit. Naruto quickly noticed he was being followed, and instead of trying to lose the follower, he just turned around. He was surprised to see Ino behind him. Ino-chan? Why are you following me? Ino-chan? Sure, I've known him for a long time, but I never really talked to him. Naruto-kun. Kun? Kun? What the hell is wrong with me? I just couldn't help it, he looked so hot. Wait, what? Stop thinking that, Ino. Just stop. Meanwhile, Naruto was thinking about the same thing. Did she just call me Naruto-kun? Is this some sort of genjutsu? No, kid, but I'm sure that if it was, you'd want to stay in it forever. Yeah, I would know. Wait, what are you making me say? My little kid is growing up and is getting interested in women. The banshee didn't count, obviously. She's not even really a girl, much less a woman. Naruto didn't even reply. A very noticeable blush adorned his face, and a matching one was sported on Ino's. Ino got over her thoughts and spoke. Well, you see, I was following you because, well, you're very different. I was wondering if you could explain to me what everybody was talking about. Naruto sighed. Well, I was planning on explaining all my secrets at the Genin group dinner on Thursday. If after they hear what I'm going to tell them they don't want to talk with me, that's fine with me. They don't deserve to talk to me. The end part was said with a slightly darker look. I guess if you really want to know these things, I'm not gonna stop you. Just don't run around telling everyone else, I want to tell them myself. Ino nodded, happy to unravel this mystery. She hates being out of the loop. But, before I start telling you my secrets, we should sit somewhere. You'll probably run away during the first 5 minutes, but if it takes you longer to hate me, that's fine. Ino was startled by his perspective. She couldn't automatically hate a person just because of a secret, right? They walked around for a couple minutes until they found a bench, where they sat. Alright, well it all started the day I was born. One whole hour later they were still sitting there, but in very different states of mind. After the first couple of minutes, and some background, Naruto had dropped the bomb and told her that Kyuubi was sealed inside him, and she didn't run away. Naruto thought at first that she was just pretending to be nice to him, and would run away first chance she got, but as time went on it became increasingly evident that wasn't true. After a while of telling his story, Naruto started getting more emotional, even shedding some tears a couple times, while Ino comforted him. By the end of that time, a passerby would say that they were very close friends. But now they were getting to the hardest part for Naruto to talk about. His memories. To him, his memories were dangerous to Konoha. He had no idea how many powerful shinobi would be executed or sent to jail for being in violation of the Third's law. Yet Ino insisted that he tell her some of them. Well, alright. But don't say I didn't warn you. They can be very violent. In fact, I don't think I can really tell you them, you have to see my memories for yourself. I have a jutsu for that. Good thing I haven't sealed my power away yet. Ino looked at him quizzically. Never mind, I'll tell you later. And now, Kininshuken no Jutsu. Futatsu Menshu. Everything went black for both of them. Although they couldn't see, they felt like they were moving forwards and backwards at the same time. It was a strange feeling. Alright, I think I'll show that one first. I won't be offended if you're not angry, she is your best friend after all. Ino was very confused. What? You'll see. Everything flashed in a burst of color and faded to a regular day. Where are we? She looked at Naruto and saw him looking the other way, walking. Naruto-kun. Hey Naruto. She felt someone grab her shoulder from behind, and spun around. It was Naruto. Ino, that's the past me. Nobody can hear you. Ino looked closer at the walking Naruto and noticed that he was not wearing the new outfit and his hair length was short. Hey, Sakura-chan. Naruto? What do you want? Ino watched the events unfold like a movie, with growing horror. Finally the horror turned to rage. The dejected, but dazed, Naruto wandered out of sight. How could she? Forehead girl has always been mean but... Remember what I told you, Ino-chan. Remember, OH. Kuchios no Jutsu, flashback. Alright, I think I'll show that one first. I won't be offended if you're not angry, she's your best friend after all. End flashback. She is so dead. Ino growled. Ino turned to find and beat Sakura to a pulp. Naruto put on a hand on her shoulder. Did you forget what I said? Ino ground her teeth and said no, I just really don't care. Anyone who treats their friends like that is someone who I don't want to be friends with. Naruto blinked, and then smiled a big, real, smile. Now, as much as I'd like to sick you on Sakura, there are more memories to watch. Naruto's smile disappeared as quickly as it had come, but they are much more violent. And I mean much more violent. Ino didn't even hesitate for a moment before nodding. It wasn't that she wanted to see Naruto hurt, but more that she wanted to know what he had had to go through for herself. Alright. Here we go. He grabbed her hand, causing her to blush. There was a brief flash of light before everything faded to darkness. I am so sorry. The reason I am talking differently than at the top. Naruto stumbled sleepily climbed the stairs to his apartment. Ugh, I wish that jutsu made it so time didn't pass in the real world. Naruto and Ino had spent another hour looking at his memories, and then after releasing the jutsu, talked for one more. When they finally realized how long they had been sitting on the bench, it was 3. Ino had told him that she would see him at the rookie genin dinner on Thursday. All of the rookie genin as well as the jounin were invited, although Naruto wasn't sure if Sakura and Kakashi would come. Naruto made his way to his apartment and was about to unlock it when Kyuubi intervened as the voice of reason. Kid, didn't the old hag give you keys to the Kazama clan compound? Naruto paused and blinked. Didn't think about that. Inside his cage, Kyuubi sweat dropped. Was it really safe to be imprisoned in such an ignorant and stupid human? Naruto immediately turned back around and, seeing an open window, jumped out of it onto a roof. Now where did I store that box? It's in your front pocket, you stored it in a seal. Naruto blinked once more. Thanks? No problem, kid, no problem. When you have the memory and attention span of a bunny on crack, I'm here to save the day. Naruto ignored him and took out the scroll. Unsealing it with a bit of blood, Naruto opened the box and took out the keys and a piece of paper. Let's see, Teal Street. Isn't that the place where the Hyugas and Uchihas? Oh my god, this is fucking awesome. The Kazama clan must have been a rich clan, and that means... In a second Naruto was off sprinting across the rooftops, all sleepiness vanished. Okay, let's see, 32, 34, 36. This is it. Naruto stood in front of an absolutely tiny little shack. What the hell? Where's my giant mansion? Kyuubi was laughing his head off in his mind. Looks like your father isn't so great, kid. Oh Kami, this is hilarious. Kyuubi, shut the fuck up. The kid lives in a shack. The kid lives in a shack. There's no way this is the right house. I got the address wrong, okay? So you did, kid. So you did. URG. You're so annoying. Look, I'll prove it. Naruto proceeded to wander the street, looking for any large house that seemed unoccupied. There had to be another house, right? 1 hour later. I can't believe there isn't another unoccupied house. Maybe this is really the right house. If it is, damn bachan to hell. There's only one real way to find out, kid. Naruto walked down the small path to the house Gonchak. He slowly brought out the key and time seemed to freeze as he inserted it into the lock. The moment of truth. He turned the key. And the door popped open. God fucking damn it. Kyuso. Kyuso. Why always me? Naruto sighed. He would have been better off staying in his apartment. Looks like he had to spend the night in a shack. Oh well. It isn't the first time. I remember well the times before I got an apartment dash. Don't you dare get a fucking flashback on me, kid. I wouldn't be able to take it. Naruto sighed and pushed further open the door. Peeking inside, he saw that it was only a roof, for walls, and a floor. There were no furnishings except for a strange tattered tapestry on the wall. It was going to be a rough night. Naruto walked through the door. He took a sharp breath the moment he was inside. Kid, did you feel that? Asked Kyuubi, sounding, for once, immensely serious. Naruto breathed out slowly. Yeah. It's like we stepped into another dimension. I'm gonna investigate. Sure thing, kid. Just be careful. I will. No worries, I'm always on my guard. The only thing that could get me would be something completely unexpected, like the floor falling away, and that probably won't happen. Naruto took a step forward before he felt the ground fall away beneath him. He only had time to think one thing. Well, this is ironic. Naruto seemed to fall for a long time, and eventually he became less tense out of sheer boredom from the indistinguishable blackness. He lay back and relaxed in the murky darkness, waiting for what was to come. After being a ninja for almost a year, falling down a never-ending shaft seemed like a walk in the park. Naruto was relaxed now. Very relaxed. Enough so that he even began to contemplate sleeping in the air. He closed his eyes, completely ready to sleep, but a second later he hit the bottom of the shaft. But it was not the sharp and unforgiving ground he had expected. In fact, it seemed relatively soft. Ugh, what happened? This is rather comfortable. It seems something was meant to intercept your fall. Get up and see. I don't think I will. This thing is just so comfy. Stop being lazy and get up, kid. But I'm so sleepy. So, very sleepy, he finished slowly, punctuating it with a jaw-breaking yawn. QB sucked in a huge breath, annoyed with his unnaturally tired Kit, and let out a huge, animalistic roar. Naruto didn't have any physical reaction to it other than twitching slightly. God, did you have to roar that loud? I think my eardrums are broken. You're as loud as Sakura. He paused. No, wait, I take that back. That's impossible. QB looked sheepish while he said, sorry, but you deserved it. How on earth did I deserve that? QB growled, because with those ever-changing mood swings, he was already annoyed with his kid again. Do I need to roar again? Naruto sighed. No QB Shursho. He said, saying Shursho in a sarcastic tone. No need to cause my eardrums any more damage tonight. Or, technically, today. Ugh, I need to sleep. No. No sleeping yet. Now, your Shursho commands you to get off your lazy ass and see where the hell we are. Hi, I'm getting up now, QB Shursho. Naruto finally opened his eyes to find himself looking up at the giant, deep shaft into which he had fallen. He rolled over and saw that he was lying on a very large pillow? Bed? Whatever, it was a large fluffy thing. Looking around, he saw that the walls of the shaft were all stone, as were the four walls around him. Like in the shack above him, there was a tapestry of a seal on the wall. Unlike the other one, this one was not tattered at all. Now Naruto was no seals master, cough, but even he could tell that those two seals were different. The seal in this room seemed to be a part of the other one, but the one above him in the shack, at least he assumed it was above, he couldn't exactly be sure anymore, looked like it had an extra element. He had no idea what it was, though. QB, can you analyze the seal? QB sniffed. What happened to Shursho? Never mind. Yes, I'll take a look. However, it seems like it will take some time. How about you just look at it for a second, and I'll search for it in your memories. Naruto blinked. You can see my memories? Didn't I already tell you? Naruto shook his head. Oh. Well, I can. I see some ways in which that could be helpful. But that's for another time. How long will it take you to investigate the seal? Analyzing seals is much more difficult than it seems. When you have seen the seal before, or have knowledge on it, it is a simple matter to figure out how the seal is being used. However, with a seal that I've never seen before or haven't seen recently, it can be very difficult. This is one of those seals, so I can say that it'll probably take until about sunrise. Naruto mentally sighed. Great. And what do you suggest I do until then? I know now that there's more to the shack, and that the seal is part of it. Wait, how can you even tell when it's going to be sunrise down here? We don't know how far down we are. Believe me, we'll see it. If I'm right about my guess, that is. And I would suggest getting some sleep here, Kit. I can tell that you're curious, but staying up all night won't help anything. You'll need your rest for tomorrow, because it's gonna be a long day. When you wake up, before I even tell you what I've found about the seal, we will begin the sealing of your knowledge. Those headaches are dangerous and a continued liability if you get into a fight. QB paused to suck in a breath. By the way, I thought I might mention that I won't be waking you up for once. If you sleep late and I finish studying this seal, I will begin identifying the seal that we saw up in the shack. Good night, Kit. But I dash. Good night, Kit. Naruto sighed and reluctantly lay back down onto the large fluffy thing. Really, arguing with QB wasn't worth it. And, now that he thought about it again, he remembered how tired he really was. Within a minute, Naruto was asleep and QB was at work. Naruto awoke to a complete absence of sound. Not that his mornings were usually all that loud, but this was different. There was none of the usual noise from the bustle of the people at the marketplace, all the sounds that he had always been able to pick up with his slightly more advanced hearing. And it was really eerie. He slowly opened his eyes to see an amazing sight. The entire chamber he had fallen asleep in was flooded with a golden light, a light that seemed to come from everywhere. It was nothing short of beautiful, and Naruto felt strangely at peace, just lying there. Of course, then he realized what had happened before he had fallen asleep, and he sat up as fast as his spine could handle. QB, what d dash? Kit, we begin now. What dash? Naruto gasped when he felt an immeasurably strange feeling blossom from his stomach. He gasped and curled his body into a fetal position. It wasn't a sharp pain, nor was it a dull one. It was more like to a great heat wave spreading throughout his body, leaving a large burning sensation wherever it went. He shuddered again as he felt the wave of heat reach his head. The moment he felt it there, however, it seemed to turn cool. Until, by the time he felt the wave reach his forehead, it made him feel icy cold. KQB, W, what are dash? Naruto groaned in more discomfort than pain as he lost the will or ability to speak to QB through their link, and QB didn't feel it necessary to reply. Naruto felt a second wave of heat originate from around his navel and spread out in precisely the same way the first had. He had no idea how long this continued. It could have been seconds, minutes, or weeks. Finally it stopped. Naruto's body, which until now had been tensed on the ground, relaxed suddenly. Naruto gave a sigh of relief. Well, that's over, QB said, in a voice not seemingly befitting of Naruto's current stature. If Naruto hadn't been practically unconscious, he definitely would have responded angrily. But seeing as he was practically unconscious, this didn't occur. Well, Kit, I'm afraid I'll have to force you to get up again. Instead of getting up as he was asked, Naruto actually blinked, as though he had just realized something. When he finally spoke, what he said was unexpected. Oi, QB, why do you call me Kit, anyway? QB nearly collapsed from the sheer stupidity of the question. He had expected the young boy to begin raging at him, or at least grumble some random swear word, but this was what he got. QB chuckled. The Kit is full of surprises. Well, don't go thinking it's some sort of sign of affection or something. It isn't. Kit is a sort of title, like your San and Sama. In the tribe of foxes, a Kit is a small child, a younger fox. Naruto thought about it. Isn't Kit used for cats though? I thought puppies were baby foxes. Because foxes are related to dogs, aren't they? QB's eyes narrowed. Don't ever relate AIM to a dog again or I'll rip out your internal organs and sell them to charity. Naruto blinked. Again. Because people blink quite often. Sell them to charity? QB flushed a bit redder than he already was. What? I thought it was a good insult. Well, it wasn't. Anyway, you were saying. Ah. Foxes aren't really related to dogs in any way. That's just something you foolish humans made up, as is the concept that we call our young puppies. We are actually much more closely related to cats. Naruto looked at nothing in particular for a couple seconds before resuming speech. Well, that was an utterly useless and off-topic conversation, but it killed a few minutes. QB nodded in agreement. Several seconds passed in silence. Right, well, now that I'm sure you're fully awake, would you like to hear what I found about the seal? Naruto unfurled his body from the fetal position he had remained in while speaking to QB. Ooh, sure. This'll be cool. QB smiled at Naruto's childishness, but quickly continued. Would you like to hear about the seal in the shack, or the one in this room? I finished identifying and analyzing both of them. Naruto, who was now sitting cross-legged on the large fluffy thing, pumped his fist in the air. Score! Alright, I want to hear about the one in the shack first. Very well. The seal in the shack was a seal designed to be triggered when a certain boundary was infringed upon. In this case, it looks like it was triggered when you stepped on the floor. What it did was open a portal to another dimension. Naruto's eyes widened. Whoa! So I'm in another dimension right now? QB nodded. You may be berating yourself for not reacting fast enough to the floor falling away. The fact is it isn't your fault. The floor didn't actually fall away. It disappeared entirely as it was meant to with the activation of the seal. There was nothing to react to. The entire process was instantaneous. Naruto nodded. It actually made sense to him. And the seal in here? Well, the seal in here isn't too different. It also leads to a different dimension. However, it does so with the addition of a blood seal. The one upstairs also had a blood seal, but an innate one. That means that the one upstairs tried the blood inside of your body as you fell. Finding a match, it deposited you here. The one down here is an activated blood seal. Just swipe your finger along the seal and it should work. Naruto squinted his eyes. What exactly do you mean, should? Just try it. Well, alright then. Naruto got up from the large fluffy thing, A/N, yes. That is its name. Deal with it, and strolled over to the seal. Biting his thumb quickly on one of his sharp canines, he smeared some blood over it. A bright light emitted from the seal until it covered everything. Naruto started to feel dizzy. I'm starting to hate this house, you know. Then he was sucked into the light, shooting towards someplace else. This is it for this movie. Thanks for watching.